627-503 to pay Mississippi 39-3 instructed to return grant. Noted employee changes: Tommy Shealy, D4, quit 3/31/22. Jessica Robertson, E911, terminated 3/29/2022. Harry Bach, Sheriff's Department, terminated 3/22/22, did not show up for work. Noted District Chancery Judge Robert Logan met with the board and gave update on court districts and plans for the future. Noted D4 road crew entered private property of Mass to correct drainage problem which was causing county road to erode. Noted the board approved credit card payment for solid waste bills. There were 3 Rivers in the Planning Development District to be advised. 3 Rivers Planning and Development to be advised to fix computer program allowing for credit card payments. Transfer of county property. Joe Alexander made a motion. Kenneth Harris voiced a second motion to transfer a used Cat 320 excavator at a price of $30,000 from B2 to B1. The motion carried unanimously. Kenneth Harris made a motion to close the meeting to see if an executive session on personnel was necessary. The room was cleared except for the board, clerk of the board, county administrator, board attorney. Kenneth Harris made a motion. Jackie Johnson voiced a second motion to enter into executive session on personnel. The motion carried unanimously. The same group as above remained for the session, and Rebecca Burton was invited into the meeting. Charles Godwin made a motion. Jackie Johnson voiced a second motion to come out of the executive session with no action taken. The motion carried unanimously. Page 3. Special docket approved. Kenneth Harris made a motion. Charles Godwin voiced a second to the motion to run a special docket at the request of the sheriff with Chicago Motors for 4 used 2017 Dodge Chargers. The price was $62,980. $20,000 will come out of the sheriff's budget, and $42,980 will come out of seized funds. The motion carried with Charles Mose voting no. Mr. Mose thought request and approval should have been done in a regular meeting rather than by phone. Application for CDBG grant for Little I-20 Road in B4. Charles Godwin made a motion. Kenneth Harris voiced a second motion to apply for CDBG grant for Little I-20 Road in B4. The motion carried unanimously. Public hearing will be May the 2nd, 2022, with opening proposals for engineers on May the 3rd, 2022. Charles Mose made a motion. Kenneth Harris voiced a second motion to adjourn until May the 2nd, 2022 at 10 o'clock a.m. The motion carried unanimously.
Thank you, George. That's a reading of minutes. There any changes or questions on page 1? Page 2. Page 3.
Motion 7 minutes.
Got a motion, just second. Got a motion, second, all in favor?
You know, we'll do the docket or everybody through.
Don't do it, man.
Open up here.
We need to open up the CDBG grant hearing.
Make a motion that the CDBG grant hearing be open.
Second.
All in favor?
Good morning, everyone.
Hey.
We're here today to have a public hearing. We're having a public hearing this morning as required. This public hearing was advertised in the paper to allow anyone that has any questions about the application process to come and make those questions. The board is proposing to apply for Little I-20 Road to repair and resurface Little I-20 Road in D4.
Correct.
Correct, okay. They can apply for up to $750,000, and they will be putting in match, which can be cash or in kind to go with that money. These applications are due May 20th, and it'll be approximately September before we know if they're going to be approved. This money comes from HUD through the Mississippi Development Authority, and they have approximately $25 million available this year for small cities, counties, excuse me, and economic development. Does anyone have any questions about what we're going to be applying for, what we're going to be doing this year? Do you have any questions?
No, I guess. So you got Dwayne, have you done talked to Dwayne?
Renetta has got.
Dwayne is not up to doing the engineering. The proposals were due by 10 o'clock this morning. We only received one. We cannot open them until tomorrow and select, but we can just have a committee come and do that tomorrow, 3 people. But the only proposal that was received was from Trademark Consulting of Mississippi out of Meridian. Many of y'all probably know Kevin Thompson, who was with, Joe McGee, and then he was with Engineering Plus. And so that's who submitted the proposal. So after we have our committee meeting tomorrow, we'll, I think, on your next board meeting, put it on the minutes that y'all
Turn that
selected.
over to him.
Sir?
He'll be in charge of it.
Minutes, unless y'all choose to reject the only one we got.
Okay.
So, yeah.
As I mentioned to you, I've got a situation with those surveys, so I have to talk to you more about that and get that done or something.
Okay, that's
If we
fine.
move forward.
Okay.
Are you gonna try to line that move while you're,
I don't think we can.
can't go toward the interstate enough to get you another?
The fence, in some places is 4 feet from the bridge. Anyway,
Well,
double
that's
check
something you
that
can hash
if we
out
move
as we
forward,
go.
yeah.
Okay, and like I said, you can do part of it in kind if you wanna do, if it gets funded and you wanna do like the base work or whatever with your equipment and your guys, and you can count all that as your match, but, or you can do it all in cash.
What's that match again?
It's a minimum of 10% of whatever you get. You can apply for up to $750, a minimum of 10, but the more you put in, the more points you get.
And this points determine,
Who gets funded, yes.
yeah.
So, they rate all of the applications that come in the 2 categories, and then they start funding and go down to they run out of money.
Is all of y'all's counties applying?
5, I think. I've got 4, and Juana's got, no, take that back. 7 of them. I can take it back. Juana's got Jasper, McCoy's got, Lauderdale, Memphis got Jasper, and I have Scott, Newton, Lee, and Smith.
So we need to be pretty diligent on that, if you gonna try to make it happen, we'll get the points, so.
But like I said, if you do your county FEMA equipment rates are huge. They're pretty high.
Yeah.
Y'all use your equipment.
That part wouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
All right.
Do I need to get with you more?
Yeah, just get with me tomorrow, we'll talk about that.
She needs to hang around till we close this here. Or no.
It's closed, now. Whenever y'all get ready to close it.
No. It's closed.
I make a motion to close the public hearing for the CDG grant for the Little I-20 road.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah, we need you to adopt those. 2 resolutions. First, which I believe y'all did at the last meeting, but you didn't have a resolution. That's the resolution to apply for this project. So we just need to spread that on the minutes, the official resolution.
So we need a motion.
Yes.
Yeah, we need a motion.
I make a motion, we,
And
Apply for Little I-20.
proceed.
I'm gonna give it.
We just go, I got a copy, just to adopt the resolution.
Adopt the resolution. There's 2 resolutions, but yeah, adopt the resolution, which is to apply,
One motion will take care of it.
Yeah.
and the other one is to use East Central to do it.
Yeah. One vote for do it.
Like to, take it.
Thank you.
Second, all in favor?
I'll talk to you and Steve about our committee meeting. Any other questions? I was telling Chris, and they left, I told Chris that they're taking new justice assistance grants for the sheriff's department and bulletproof vests in June, and he said they would be getting the list together, what they want to apply
Are we
for.
gonna stay around or are we gonna leave?
I can stay what you need.
We had talked about some grant money that was available through the community facilities,
The rural development?
rural development, I forgot the name of it. And, want to see how everything applies.
Okay. That's District 3, right, yeah, District,
Yeah.
yeah, District 3. You are eligible for 55% grant up to $50,000 under rural development.
how do we go about
You just need to let me know so we can get started. And the first thing I'm gonna need is a cost estimate on what you want. What are you looking to purchase?
Well, that's the reason I was trying to find out information.
Okay.
What, you know, you said equipment, that anything goes with
Like tractors, backhoe, anything
Okay.
like that.
yeah.
Has to remain in your beat though.
Well, it's a match.
Yeah, I think
Would
so.
you take 50? Huh? Yeah, it's a match.
Like, as
Well,
long as it
I
stays in
wanna-
your beat.
Uh-huh.
As long as it stays in your beat, because does it have to be in your beat, because y'all are not unit system.
That's fine.
You mean I keep them on?
I don't think you're
You
eligible
can
at all.
hold, you held it for a long
If
time.
I am, it's gonna be low.
Based on income, the
You
only
are
two districts
saying-
that are eligible are 3 and 4.
Will you explain that a little bit?
No, no, no.
No.
That, wait, mine up, I don't have these paper. Steve and I were talking about this the other day.
You need to clarify just a little bit to everybody.
That'd be 1 and 3.
No, that's water and sewer, that 45% water and sewer.
Oh, I see what
It's
you're
this column.
Well, I guess you're right.
Okay, what was your question, Mr. Bowles?
I guess I'm the only one that kinda knows a little bit about it, but I'd like for you to explain exactly what this,
All right.
how this works, how it entails, and what's
Okay,
involved.
sure. Rural Development has funds in their Community Facilities Grant Program. And it's for anything that's considered a community facility and that includes equipment. You, submit the application, we now go to Greenville, since they closed the Decatur office. If you didn't know, they closed the USDA office, Rural Development here in Decatur. Everybody retired, got moved. So now I think it's Greenwood, I think they go to. We're under the man's Baker, and it's somewhere, yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't make
It's
any
only
sense.
3 hours away.
Yeah.
The application is fairly easy to do. You would first start off with, we need to do a cost estimate, because we have to send we have to do the clearinghouse, which, is the standard form 424, and the clearinghouse on that. And we have to fill out financial paperwork, which Steve, I'd be able to give Steve the forms. And, then you just have to be able to tell why you need it. So if you've got a backhoe and it's 15 years old and it stays broke down more than it runs, or whatever you want to replace. And the rest of it is just paperwork. You submit it, it's like, you submit it and it takes anywhere from 6 months to a year for them to approve it. Because we, you can't buy the equipment till it's approved.
So you can't buy the equipment until it's approved.
No reimbursements.
No. And I'm still trying to find out if you can do the, what do you call it, where y'all buy it and then they buy back and trying to find out if that's eligible.
If buyback is
I don't know
eligible.
if buyback is eligible, or if you have to keep it for a certain,
Finance.
for a certain time. But I know if you do a building, they take a lifetime interest. I mean, if you ever build a building with rural development funds, they have interest in it forever. But equipment, I think it's useful life of the equipment, so I've got to get clearance on that. Because we have used this in forest, they have bought tractors, garbage trucks, leased vehicles, because they are eligible, it's in the farm.
Now, you say it's a lifetime on a building. It used to be a rule of that if you could afford it, later you could buy their interest out.
Yeah, I think you can.
So in other words, like if you want to build a barn, in 5 years from now, you had the money, you could buy their interest back out.
Or if something ever happened to it, you had to replace it at your cost, for some reason. If you sold it, or if it burned down, you had to replace
Find
it.
out about, I'm not interested in that, I'm interested in equipment.
Mhm.
Find out what the deal is for on the buyback, or
Okay.
for us to,
Yeah,
if it's 18 months or 2 years or 5 years,
okay,
expectancy of it,
okay.
and,
You said it's 50,000 max?
50,000 maximum.
how much was charged?
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Now, you can't submit the one application of order.
Well, they might need, I mean.
District 4 is 35%. And these are the rates until October. They said they'll update them with the new census numbers in October.
Good luck.
What are requirements for qualifying for this now?
It's based on median household income.
Why be one not in there?
I don't know. I am not sure, according to census.
You live in a long
One in there. That's exactly why you're not. Cities.
Median household income for District 1 is 37.5.
I mean, just checking.
Okay, yeah, well, the
Just let
median
me know.
household income for B1 is 37.5, according to their,
That's why B1 should be in there, I think.
it's gotta be below 35,497 to qualify.
We'll discuss it.
Okay. Unless you want to survey your entire district. That would be the only way you could do that. But, I said it may change in October.
Yeah.
We have a lot of places where it doesn't make any sense that they're not eligible, when you know that that's not the correct median household income.
But, we'll leave that alone.
So you'll be to find out about the lease, the buybacks, and how long you would have to keep.
Yeah, I wanna go ahead and apply if, the board allows me to. Yeah, I can't remember that community facility, what,
It's, the rural develop, USDA Rural Development Community Facilities.
you got that, George?
He'll call me.
I second that motion.
To apply, I wanna apply for that.
Okay,
All in favor?
we do have a public hearing at some point, so pick a board meeting and let me know when y'all wanna have it. We have to advertise and have a public hearing.
What else I gotta do, declare,
That's it, find me a cost estimate and I'll find out about the other.
I can get that to you.
All right. Anybody else?
We'll go ahead and set a hearing,
Let's see, this month.
first Monday in June.
We're we'll meet the third Thursday, won't we?
We'll have enough time to
We
go.
gotta advertise.
Do it the first thing.
So
Need
six,
some help in your back there.
Sir, what you
Can I
need,
speak
man?
something real quick? Did I understand you correctly whenever you say, it's quarterly by the quarter that
they can apply.
apply? So for him to apply, if he applies by next meeting.
No,
then
he
the
can, as
next
long as he
quarter-
applies before June 30th, then you just have another one after July 1. If Mr. Godwin wanted to apply.
We're the only two that qualify.
They're the only two that qualify.
No, it's special.
What time on June 6th?
Huh?
Okay.
I don't think anybody self-equipped, though, that's the problem.
Hearing on June 6th.
And I'll send you copies of what I sent in the paper.
I have the application
I'm sure if we talk really loudly, there might be somebody that could get you a cost estimate pretty quickly.
Yes, I think we can too. And, but the thing about this is, if you, it may be up to a year, so you need to go ahead and start the ball rolling. If you get it, you know, there's a chance to get it, you might not get it by that time, so.
We've submitted, all the we've got right now that told us won't be funded before August. The ones they already got over there right now, the August, the earliest they'll give announcements. It depends on when they get their funding from the feds.
Right now, y'all, all the road is sure. Right now, you ain't got a lot of water projects going on because it's still waiting to see what's going to happen over there.
Yeah.
So it's gonna help you move forward from this.
We'll get the information sent to Steve, and we'll get filled out what we're gonna do, and then we'll have the cost estimate.
Okay.
Get figure out a public hearing, probably first Monday. of the
Yeah,
month.
we're gonna have the first Monday at 10 a.m.
Okay.
All right, see y'all then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Pam, you need to see us?
Yeah, just for a minute.
Come
Thank
on
you.
up.
How are y'all doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Y'all know what I'm here for.
Thank you, ma'am.
So just gonna be the second of July.
Steve, can we do that?
We're gonna do it on the second this year, which is a Saturday, cause I didn't wanna, I figured people be going to church on Sunday. So we're gonna do it on
Yeah,
the
they
Saturday.
partner
They
by
can't
who
be
can
the
do
second
this.
this year. So, and of course, everything's going up. I don't know what the price is, but my boss told me that they've gone up.
You're not gonna have any because they're coming from China.
We might not, but we'll make our own. But yeah, I mean, it's still gonna be $10 a carload, we're not gonna go up on our prices, but I'm out, gonna start hitting the roads today as far as getting sponsorships, and got a few new businesses here I'm gonna try to hit up, and gonna try to spread out to Newton and to Union like I did last year, to help get everything funded. The National Guard, I've already got them set up for, they bring little things out for the kids. The face painter's already gonna come, so, but anyway, I hope we have a good turnout. I know our campgrounds and cabins are full. If I had another campground, I could fill that up too, so. But I figured I'd go ahead, if y'all do the check, just make sure you put out there Turkey Creek, because this year they've added Manor Creek. We're doing a fireworks show at Manor Creek this year, so make sure we get
This is,
credit for
we
tire.
know we're gonna do it.
I'll make a motion to sponsor, go sponsor for the fireworks at Turkey Creek watershed.
Second.
All in favor?
So thank you very much. I'll get, some tickets for y'all.
That's the fishing.
Fishing's great. It's always great. You gotta know what you're doing, that's what I always tell them.
You should know more homes, huh?
Sir?
You should know more homes. That holds your mouth right.
You gotta hold your mouth right, yeah. Anyway, thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all.
Thank you, man.
Y'all have a good day.
Thank you. No one come on up. Mississippi State, that's our new person right there.
Yes. Good morning.
Coming to meet everybody.
Joe, can we change that up? We normally do a 500.
That's all they requested.
Just the only request.
And she's
Think of
gone.
everything going up, so.
You need to go catch her?
No, Steve, Steve,
You can,
I'm sure they won't turn it down.
you want to do 500, just change the order.
is that what y'all want to do?
I did. If that's what the board wants to do, I'll do it.
So we good. Okay, come on. Y'all come on up. We talk amongst ourselves. a little.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I want to start by saying I appreciate you all for your support, and I'm very excited to introduce Ms. Shani Hay. She is our new extension agent with the Extension Service, and she may have a few words to say, but I'm so excited to have someone now.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for giving me the opportunity to serve Newton County. I'm very excited to be a part of Newton County. I love agriculture. I'm from California. I grew up in agriculture and farming, and livestock is my specialty area. I have my own science degree, so that's kind of my passion I love. But, with Extension, you're a jack of all trades. We do it all, so I'm happy to be here. I think you have a lot of potential in your county for growth with our youth, especially youth development. Very excited to be part. Looking forward to the farmers market, getting it going, and doing some stuff for our newspaper and getting that back rolling again with information for residents in Newton County. So if there's anything I can do for you, if there's any information I can provide for you, just you know where to find me.
You live in the county now?
I have property in the county, yeah. We bought Jack Winstead's place from Larry
Yeah.
Mathis.
Man,
I'm at Lawrence Hazel Road, so got about 192 acres and about 130 head of cows out there.
Okay, good.
So my mom and dad are out there.
Okay.
My parents are
Minus
elderly.
two.
Sir?
Minus two.
What? Cows, yeah. The ones you buried for me. Actually, one of those was Larry's. Only one was mine, one was Larry's. We had a rough winter. But anyway, yeah. So I stay out there quite a bit. I'm out in Lawrence. My mom and dad are out there. There's 2 houses on that property.
All right.
Anyway.
I know where you at. We just not too far apart.
Yeah.
All the other thing, do something for Bill, please.
Do something what?
With Bill.
Oh, gosh. I'll do my best.
We'll pray for that.
What about soil sampling? Do we get the boxes?
The easiest thing for you to do is just bring it in a Ziploc.
Yeah.
Depending on, if you've got different samples you want to collect, say you're testing a garden or you might be testing an orchard, you need to mark on your bag exactly what we're testing for, and then we submit them. We'll put them in the boxes and fill out the paperwork.
Explain by the album.
Yes, sir.
And how much
And it's
percent?
$8.
And it needs to be in a check or a money order, they won't take cash, they won't allow us to take cash. That's just Mississippi State's deal on cash, but yeah. I just need, right at the root line too, don't get too deep.
Good agent,
No
come
deeper than
take
3
those
inches.
samples on your place, you would think, wouldn't you?
What was that?
I would think a good agent would come to your farm and take those samples.
I have a soil probe, if you need assistance, I will, you just tell me when and where, and I'll be there.
You tell,
All right, good answer.
can't be good.
If you need assistance, I am here for you. We do a lot, you know, digitally now, people sending pictures. In fact, I got pictures sent to me yesterday. And I still, you know, even with that, I end up going out a lot. Just because we gotta get our eyes on
Good job.
whatever's going on. Yeah, I had a gentleman out in Union with a pond, it was covered up with water shield. He couldn't, so, you know, we gotta go.
We're proud to have you.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
Congratulations.
Excited.
Thank you.
Got a live person.
Yes.
That don't mean now, Katrina, you can take a break.
Of course not.
Back to the farmer's market, what do you expect from this program?
Well, I would like to have a manager, that somebody who would be, well, somebody has to be, in enforcement. And, you know, we've talked about some of the issues that can arise. Things get kind of heated between some of these guys, especially when, you know, you're bringing stuff from Birmingham or you're bringing stuff from the coast. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. I'm not real comfortable in getting in the middle of some of that. You know, in Lauderdale County, we actually had guys like blow up, like they were fixing to fight. Yeah, they weren't ready to.
Over a
figure
year
out.
of corn.
Well, it was, you know, you're bringing that stuff in, and then it would actually, you know, they would meet in the extension office. Patty Swearingen was the facilitator. She wasn't the manager, but she would facilitate the meetings. And they got ugly. I mean, I thought we were gonna have to call the cops. So
We got a couple of those around here too.
you need somebody who's a good ambassador, who's also a good diplomat to kind of diffuse some of this stuff, and to be a good manager. So that would be very helpful. I'm not real comfortable being in that position. Maybe Katrina likes being in that position. But I would be more than willing to go to people's farms, look at their gardens. Katrina and I talked about doing some interviews. I'm putting them on Facebook for publicity. But when push comes to shove and you got somebody who comes into the market and they've done their applications and they, you know, they might have some stuff that, you know, like I said before, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And anyway, so a good strong man who's in that with them as far as like the gardening and the farm. We've talked about a couple people who were interested. Yeah, the kind of needs to be the one to, I guess, be the bad cop, good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, we got any prospective people that just want that job.
Well,
You know, me and you talked about it.
well, we talked about two other people that I'm meeting on.
Jerry,
Garrison and
Bob Williams were two
Bob
that
Williams.
they had interest.
Jerry retired from, he's working at the
Okay, I know.
But anyway, the market manager, like you said, this is supposed to be a new farmer's market. So we don't want more people coming from out of state buying stuff and bringing it in.
Well, I was gonna ask, could we write it up where
Well, we
a
already
certain
have
percentage has to come?
It is.
from
It's
that area?
2%.
It is.
2%. See, because we don't grow peaches in Newton County, we don't grow watermelon.
Oranges.
And, you know, you would need, obviously Katrina and I are more than willing to support, like we said, but you really need somebody who's, gonna be a good manager for that, to help us police it.
If you ain't been to the grocery store in a few days, that's something that's fixing to show up you, cause you can't afford to go.
And the main thing, in order for it to be successful, you got to have vendors. So if you got anybody you beat that grow produce or whatever, I mean, you need to get them to come to the office, get applications and fill it out. I mean, now, because it's planting season now, and that's what will determine the success of it.
Yeah.
The first day of the farmers market will be June 18th. The third Saturday in June will start everything.
And you still gonna do it one Thursday, one Saturday?
One Friday.
One Friday, one
So the
Saturday.
first Friday and the third Saturday.
I think we have to do it every week.
Well, we gotta make it big.
Well, I'm gonna talk to folks today.
But if, the Board of Supervisors wants to look over the app, they had some questions regarding, what the salary would be and then what their what the job description would be on. We don't have that, I guess we could.
Yes. I can work with, Mississippi Department of Agriculture to get that description.
Probably one of the other counties only have one, too.
Neshoba County is a big county, I'm sure Lauderdale County has, they've got two, separate ones going on. But, yes, we don't have to reinvent the wheel on that, but I know we need to make it, suitable for Newton County.
So I know fund, and we're looking at 2 meetings a month, 2 farmers markets a month. So we pretty much have enough money in that fund to cover that, but might be somewhere down the line for advertisement and other stuff. We might be coming forward again.
If we get enough people, just, tomorrow.
Yeah. We're ahead of that, so we get people, that'll just add to the pot. All right, no more questions. No, everything to say.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good seeing you all.
Thank you, Travis.
All right.
May you need to see us? Okay, hold just a second, need approval on the document. All in favor? Alright, now you ready. Come on, hey. Before we get started, you need to follow, you need to talk to you.
Yeah, it was stamp, you need a stamp copy.
I'm getting tired of fooling y'all, I'm gonna take it up front,
Ooh, nice
so
you
I can
sent,
come and do that before I leave.
you gotta give me a copy that you sent to the clerk, when you sent it to the stamp, and send it to me, so I can.
What is this? I don't know what food first. We're gonna ask you to sit back there.
Yeah.
He won't. I think that might be too.
Just getting it up. May and I talked this morning, we had a mapping error on James and Stacy Reese. They brought property in 19 and all of it didn't get mapped properly. And we're requesting the board to avoid the tax sale. They will pay the taxes, we won't have any interest or penalty because it was a mapping error. It was an in-house error.
Who's that on?
James
That's not
and
on
Stacy
It's
Reese.
not on that sheet, it's not on the sheet.
A motion to approve the void in tax sale.
The void in the tax sale?
To void.
To avoid the
All right,
tax.
no. Which district are
19,
they
20,
in?
and 21.
What district are they in?
Right here in town, probably one.
One, it's gonna be right down here.
Who are the people?
Reese.
Reese?
We bought Melvin Tingle's old home. And what
I like
happened, that lower lot that went with it, it
We
didn't
wanna
get,
avoid the tax sale
Okay, we're gonna vote the tax sales for the Reese
for 1920.
for 1920. Because for map and error, on the recommendation of our tax assessor.
Second. All in favor?
who seconded it?
Okay, y'all, that middle line right there where it says borrowing that money, y'all know I came to y'all about a year and a half ago. Happy Jack's daughter wanted to bury him out there. They putting a trailer or something, I don't know, they gonna put some trailers out there, so that's what that means right there. We went on and changed that, and I did it on my own without request. We're gonna tax her, it's like a 2-acre tract, we gonna give her a 30-foot strip for the cemetery that she gonna be exempt on, and we gonna tax the rest of it.
Is the cemetery on the front of the property or down one side?
I think it's not, it's nobody else out.
It's about 500 feet off the road,
Yeah.
probably on the east side of the property.
So it'd be the cheapest property. Yeah, I'm good with that.
We need a motion on that, we're gonna do it all
We're
together.
gonna do it all together.
Was she getting exempt on the whole place then?
Yes.
Okay, I see the problem.
So can we all do that?
That's what I tried to tell them, that's what that was gonna go to, I said, well, everybody else would like to do the same thing. My mom wanted to know why she had to pay taxes on it.
Andy, is this, he kinda signed up for the AV?
Yes.
On state.
Mhm.
Just done it.
Okay.
All this reform where people turn to 65, what they just not.
I don't know how this is a struggle we've been having since I've been here. Someone will be 70, 75 years old and they'll come to say, I've got to sign for that. I don't know what else to do.
Really? Pardon me? Yeah, I guess we could.
No, sorry.
You still getting all 65 babies, ain't
We still get them. You see them dates on there too, don't you?
you? Yeah,
You
7:30,
need to turn around,
52.
maybe you need to turn around to the TV and say, anybody that's going to be 65, please come in.
Mhm.
I just see these same
They
age.
don't want to go back. They
That's
just
what we
want to
got.
go.
How far is it?
That's 7:30, 52.
That's just birthday.
That's a birthday.
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 That's when he turned.
So when they was
You don't do it a year, do you?
67.
Oh, we just do this one year we're
Yeah.
working on. We don't go back.
You ain't going back?
No, they just missed out on that. I can't go back. I can only do what I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
They only get this 1 year and forward. No, we don't. I get chewed on about that too, but that's the rule.
All right, can we get a motion to accept this from Ms. Mays? Approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Thanks, for wow.
Make you a note on that now. That is a for sure.
Oh, my box?
No,
Yeah.
what I showed you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah.
Ryan, you need to see us?
Yeah,
That you get back to work?
Appreciate it. Just want to see if you guys needed me for anything. It's been a couple of months since I've been up here. And the Decatur Fire Department, we've got a compressor sitting over there. It was basically done through EMA back several years ago. I don't know if y'all remember that or not, but it's due for, do what?
Fill their packs,
The
right?
fill packs, it was actually done for EMA, through EMA, and then, in the past, we have did the service on that compressor, because it's actually belongs to the county, but it's just house over there. I think it was done during John Williams' time here, and, it's time for service again, so it'd be around $1,000 for that service.
Who they get to service, you know?
Sunbelt Fire is who we've used in the past, and, like I said,
What all do you entail, what all you gotta do with it?
they change the compressor oil, and it's a special type of oil they use, so if it does leak past or what leak past the pistons, it doesn't cause, damage to lungs or whatever. And then, so they change the oil and compressor, they change the filter on it, and,
I really don't know. I think they cycle at a time or two while they're there. Ain't that right, Andy?
What's that?
The SCBA compressor over here, when they change oil and all, they cycle at a time or two just to make sure everything's
Oh,
seats
yeah,
back now.
they'll test it, do all that. They normally be doing it.
But we have been being responsible.
Yes.
In the past, yes.
Do we need a motion to do that, or?
I'd do it under a motion.
No, it's ours, Robbie just needs to do a requisition for
Okay.
that service. It's
Okay.
already in the deal.
As far as you guys, do you have anything for me?
I do.
All right.
Now,
Offline, or?
did you, was you out of County Hat on Saturday?
I was there, but I've been, today's the first day that I haven't been past the kidney stones. So I was wondering if I'm gonna make it to this meeting or not this morning, so.
You kinda look all right.
Yeah, I probably do. It's been a
It's
rough couple of days, boys.
They released the name of that person, they got killed out there.
I hadn't heard if it did, but yeah, I hadn't heard who it was.
I know that there was a helicopter down there, I was
Yeah.
wondering if it was you guys.
It was ours, yeah, we were down there. And I never heard, I know the call was for bleeding, and that's all I knew, really about it. I don't know if
They didn't actually transport, he
they
passed.
passed before they got there.
At Laird's.
Yeah. They transported to Laird, just what they ended up doing?
The ambulance did, they met the helicopter.
I got you. I know they were initially talking about meeting at the ball field out there. They never landed at the ball
Then
field?
they changed it to Laird. I don't know if they landed out there or not, but I know they transported to Laird.
They landed out there in County Hat.
I thought they did, because I heard them come over my house. They must have been about 100 foot or so when they come over my house.
They landed at the ball field out there.
Because the helicopter crew and the ambulance crew worked on it for a while. I was out of Laird.
So that should go over that family under.
It will, absolutely. Yes, sir. It won't be in charge on that. So if we use it, that, like we're supposed to, it won't be in charge.
It's a grant.
Yeah, I think it is. Because that particular day, we didn't have, but we had one ALS ambulance. I'm not sure if it was, were you out there on that call or not?
No.
I'm not sure if it was that call or not, but the days that they don't have an ALS truck, they can use that as a potential backup. You know what I mean? When you get something really bad come in, you know. That's exactly right. Well, it did overall, one cost, but honestly, I think a great deal. I'm with you on that too, 100%.
All right.
Sir.
Does the new radios, do we not have capability of talking to other counties around?
We do. So that whole system was developed over interoperability. Even if you don't have any of their channels, they have them broken up in regions. So you can call somebody or tell dispatch to tell them to swap to R1 SE5, and every radio within the state of Mississippi that's got R1 that has Miss-Win has R1 SE5. So there are some special event channels that you can get on. The common channels is the best ones to get on because those are common. They don't assign those to a particular event like so they've got a tornado going on the coast, or a hurricane coming on the coast, and a tornado in the north part of the county and the north part of the state, and then a major hazmat incident going on the east side of the state. They may assign those R1 SE5 to a particular area, but the common channels that like R1 common channel, R1 SE common, or whatever it is, whatever they call it. There's some channels in those radios that everybody that's got one of those type radios has got those channels. So
Every radio we got has got that we purchased has got these channels.
it's biased.
They got a list of channels that long in there that you can switch and
So
swap.
to say you can't talk to somebody is just cause you don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
That would've been Jackie's problem.
And I'd be glad to help whoever might need a
Any other questions for Mr. Brown?
All right.
What else were we working on for Earl in the office down there? With CareMed to get that kind of smoothed over where they could dispatch. We had something.
What about the warrants?
That's right.
Yeah, so the warrants doesn't have anything to do with the ambulance stuff. That was two separate things. One was warrants, I think we're trying to do that for, to help out our sheriff's
Did we ever
department.
get anywhere with that? There was supposed to write a program or something, I think the last time you came.
I can't remember. Let me give me a minute. It's been can't remember a second.
That's gonna cost us some money though.
It was,
Yeah, just to have the program written.
right. So it's gonna cost on both sides is what it ended up. So like 40 grand to have the program written from what are they using Delta over there now? It's like 40 grand for that, and then plus that we were gonna have to pay to have that integrated to Spillman too. So it's gonna, I don't know how much that was gonna end up being. But
And we can't just take one patch. Nobody can come up with a way to patch it.
you can make those two connect to one another, but like I said, there's gonna be some.
They
There'll be
still
some
gonna go back
charges.
to the.
Yeah, there's gonna be some charges to make that happen initially, and then once it does, then, once we pay those initial charges, it should work fine.
That's what it means. Decide
I think we
have
kind of
to-
put that on
probably
hold for a little while.
$60,000, $80,000 if you gotta pay them both.
Yeah, probably, honestly. And I can
think
keep
that's
following up
what
on,
it would take.
do what?
I mean, that money was reading this.
Maybe. Yeah.
Is there anybody, you like, if you were sitting in a judge's chamber or anything that find a way to help with that?
I'm confused on, why was it working before? That's what I can't figure out. It has been working, why is it working now?
I think it still does work during the day, it's after hours, I think.
It works, so it works all the time. It is not, I think, remember I brought that book up here and I brought a list with me and showed you guys. There's about 10 different steps you gotta go through to be able to, and they can do it, but what I'm here asking you guys, I need another dispatcher down there, 24 hours. I need 3 dispatchers. Because the amount of time it takes for somebody to do that, they cannot do CAD and taking calls and other stuff too. So, it can happen, it's just, I need somebody dedicated to do that. Or either we need to pay 80 grand and make this thing happen, and that way take it off of there. When you pull it, it pulls out of that system. It's a completely another system, and I've already, even when I was in Robbie's office down there, I went across the road and tried to convince Justice Court, said, look, there's a better system to be able to use, and there's a better system, easier system to pull this information. Maybe not for them, but for us, it's for dispatch standpoint, retrieve the information that they put in out of it to see that it works. So here's what I would encourage whoever, with us, you guys, if y'all are interested in seeing how it works, I encourage you to go down, either down to the dispatch center or across the road and ask them to show you how you can check to see if somebody has a warrant. There's about 5 different pages you gotta go through, and you got to push F1, you gotta push 3, you gotta push this, that, to be able to get through it. And I couldn't do it today to be able to, it's an IBM, it's the IBM software, and it is old and antiquated. So there is what they call GUI platforms that work off of, you know how you go to your window up there and you click on something, it opens it up, and it's animated as picture. You click on objects and that sort of thing. You don't click on objects. This is you actually have to hit certain keys to make this thing pull up to the next screen, and you got to know what screen you're looking at. And
So money, I mean, just updating it would probably clear the whole,
it would, but
whole area.
that
And
got
then getting people to use it in the justice courts over there too. How often?
well, Justice Court, the way we're talking about doing it, tying it into our dispatch system, it won't cost you. It won't change them on their side if they want to continue to use that.
Okay.
It won't change their way of doing business over there at all.
Well,
So,
for the sheriff's department and the local PDs and all that use it runs warrants, for them to do their job right, we gotta do something. Now, I don't know what we wanna do yet, but we gotta do something.
How often y'all do that, Jody? How
Well,
often?
I hadn't got a count on it since the last time y'all asked me. I think that was 3 or 4 months ago, and I think I told you we had 3 that one weekend we tried to check. During the weekend we couldn't.
yeah.
More often on the weekend probably than any other time.
Probably so.
I'll be
More
honest
than
with you.
Weeknights, yeah.
The reason they keep getting locked out of that system is because
Somebody matched the wrong button.
You matched the wrong button, is what it amounts to.
That's what it sounds like.
I need one person to, if we're gonna use that and get that up and going now, there needs to be one person that as soon as they call with the 27 or 28 down there, that other person is immediately typing that information in and start looking that up.
But
It's
you
not,
look at what you gonna pay another dispatcher, if you could do this 80,000 patch and be done with it, you wouldn't need insurance on them, and, I mean, we gotta do something, and I guess we need to get everybody together and figure out what we're gonna do.
I've got a note from February, it said $25,000 and 12 months to link the warrant system of Justice Court to 911.
25,000?
I ain't as bad as I thought it was then.
And that was in February.
Who was you talking, who
That
was
was
you talking
That
to?
doesn't mean it was Brian.
No, I mean,
Me,
who did you, what company did you talk to?
Katrina, which is Delta Solutions, which actually handles our warrant system right now.
We might need to revisit that. It sounds like that's gonna be the.
I think that is the one, I think that price though, just so that we, sticker shock later on, I think that's one-sided, like, so that's the people that send that information. I think somebody, the other side's got to grab it, yeah. So it may be that times two, or, yeah, right.
Would you double check and get the updated cost on this? Total
Yeah, the total
cost
cost.
at the next board meeting, we can discuss.
No, we can afford those dispatchers down there. With insurance,
You can
everything.
buy the name by the program chief and buy your hand.
Yeah, you're right. And probably more reliable too.
That's true.
I'm just talking in general. Exactly. I'm just saying in general, whoever you hire, stay in time.
When you talking about enough dispatch, you mean just for the weekends or
It
just?
would need to be like somebody, as soon as they run a tag or a ticket, a tag or a license.
You never know when it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, I think,
It'd be somebody
you just have to have somebody 24/7.
The good thing about implementing it into our current CAD system is the fact that, they'll run it on every single one of them. So if they run your name, the system will automatically say, I'm just gonna assume that he wants a warrant while we're out there. He's gonna reach and grab for that information. If there's a warrant, he's automatically got that information versus, an officer actually having to request it every single time,
Well, just like our officers, we got working on the interstate now, I'm sure every time they stop a vehicle, they really know who they're dealing with, what they got, whatever. So if you'll get us a total price, I mean, if it's both sides, plug and play, whatever,
Okay.
then we'll try to move forward with it.
Sounds good.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. Seems like there's one other thing our radio system. We're still the thing's still not installed yet. We're waiting for the AT&T or C-Spire, so whoever can do it the quickest, a fiber link between, Pearl which is direct tie into the Miss Wind system, and here. That's kind of our holdup on that. All the equipment's here, it's ready to be installed, but we can't start installing equipment until they have that fiber connection.
I may be talking on terms, don't they have a direct link to AT&T now?
So it should be, it's point-to-point connection is what it's gonna have to be. That
So it
means-
can't be a link to a link to a link.
Yeah,
It's gotta
it's
be-
a point-to-point. So that's kind of what we're holding up on, but I did want to give you guys an update on that while it's here. And I'm pushing pretty hard on them anyway.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Good to see you, Brian.
Robert, you need to see us?
Just about that SMAC agreement, that's all the time I've
Yeah,
got.
I'm gonna.
And I sent a copy of that to Jason. I thought
Jason,
everybody
can
maybe
you read over this? The smack agreement,
Send it
this
to your
is the
email.
statewide
Remember
mutual
that day I
aid.
asked you for your email?
State, we'll just look over that quick.
And it's the same thing as it was last time.
Here's just a statewide mutual aid agreement.
While he's looking at that, what about our trailers we were fixing up? What's the progress on that?
Still trying to get somebody to look at it. Nobody wants to fool with it, and we ain't got a truck to pull it to Meridian to get them, to get one from the RV place.
Will you say that again?
I still haven't found anybody to come look at it and that wants to fool with it to give us an estimate on fixing the trailer.
Okay.
Well, what happened to our deal of trying to get a smaller truck? Is that still a go or a no? Or?
It is, but you remember y'all wanted to get an estimate on fixing the hole in the furnace.
So we don't have a truck to pull that before.
Mm-mm.
We didn't try to slam out a big truck, been a 3/4 one pull?
No.
I would.
It'd take at least a 550.
That's not that way. Half was a quarter. It weighs by half much.
Yeah,
It just tore out.
and it, on that 550, it
was
struggled.
loaded. I thought it was loaded.
Who would we have to contact to get other trailer people to look at that?
I've been trying to find somebody, and I can't find nobody except for the.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Lincoln. Problem thing is,
But it's got a new roof on it, it's got all the plumbing in it, it's shot. I mean, the roof on it, it's gonna cost, who knows how much.
The roof on that trailer's bad?
it's been bad.
If it works.
Probably got equipment.
Yeah, it's still got
All that
equipment.
equipment was taken out.
No.
No,
It's not where it's supposed to be, but it's still in the trailer.
It's been unhooked, but it's still housing the same equipment. I think that's part of the deal with the state of Mississippi.
Equipment that can be used in the future.
I thought we were going to tomorrow.
That was the idea. We were trying to get a price on that trailer.
They pulled it.
I don't think we've been trying to.
We did.
Yep.
Hey, listen. Very bullish, that thing needs to be about 30 foot long. Need low road.
Well, Odie still has that trailer that he was wanting to trade for
ODA.
in Meridian. He's got one that we can actually pull with our trucks.
What condition is it in?
It's good condition, and it's wide open, it's got a brand new air conditioner on the top of it that he had put in and ain't been hooked to power.
Ain't he still with Lauderdale County?
Mhm.
That's true. What's it called?
And give one more.
Because he's money to put into that big trade.
Hey, Steve, got an idea.
Working on that.
His Odie, who at Lauderdale County, has got the other trailer we've been talking about that we can pull a regular truck. He said he'd swap even. They didn't worry about getting this in Lauderdale County, we just go get ours and bring it back.
How long it's been since you talked to him?
He asked me about it again the other day.
You're gonna need something.
That's easy.
Well, it seems to me like if it's worth something to them, it's probably, we're overlooking something. If they want, if we're gonna trade something good for one that's top falling in and claim there's no repair to, what they're gonna do with it.
He's got the money to actually sink into it. And they actually have the sister trailer to that from when they originally got the trailer.
Okay.
And he knows that it's got problems, but he's got the money to fix it.
What y'all wanna do? I mean, it's time to do something. We ain't got trucks.
So what's the recommendation?
Well,
What's the recommendation? What are we talking about?
me and
Trade,
Steve-
swapping the trailers even.
Yeah.
That's,
Well, what will the other trailer, what does it do? What can it do that other trailer does?
we can pull it for one thing.
Well, if you pull it and can't use it, you ain't much better off.
I mean, we're gonna have to build the inside, the cabinets, and put all of our equipment in it, but we've got the equipment to put in.
So you're taking the equipment out of the trailer we have now
Mhm.
and putting in the new trailer. So from the equipment cost,
We're good.
we're not gonna have to have any additional additional new equipment to go with.
You know, maybe like some antenna stuff or, you know, just minor stuff, but we got the radios and the computer system.
The main cost would be cabinets, we're putting new cabinets in. Go, see?
That's, it's either get a smaller trailer or buy a bigger truck. We might get big before, but then somebody say something.
We have to have a motion to do this.
Yeah, cause it'll be an interlocal.
So I'll make a motion to swap them out.
So how much do you anticipate we would spend to get the new trailer where it's operational?
I don't know nothing about carpentry, just building the inside where we have cabinets and desks and a place to put the radio equipment.
Does it have to have an antenna?
Yes, but with this newer radio system, it's gonna be as simple as putting an antenna on top of it. It's not gonna be like a, yeah, not like
Yeah, that one's got that roll up and
Yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
Don't we need to get a few prices on some stuff?
Well, that's where we've been for the last 4 months. I think we haven't got the prices of it.
Well,
I don't know.
that's his job. To get them
And I've been
prices.
trying to find somebody, but nobody will come.
If we can't get nobody to swap it out, we won't be able to swap the trailer out. I mean, I can't.
I mean, the problem is with that big trailer, nobody wants to come look at it. Now, I haven't got anybody to look at the other trailer because we were still waiting to see if we were gonna trade for it, to see what it would cost to build the stuff.
What do we need to do?
Well, I hate to carry the big one to back country and get charged who knows what, to get it back up to where you can sit outside for 2 or 3 days if you was on the scene with it. Just to say, well, we don't wanna buy a $90,000 truck. So now we got something that can sit outside, but we'd have to hire somebody to pull it where we get. That's kinda where I've been with the whole thing the whole time. That's just one person, but
Idea.
I'll second.
that we go ahead and trade and we just,
Eat whatever the cost is.
well, the cost should be cabinets. We can get her hallway, we give us,
We say the cost may be cabinet.
We don't know what it's been, all them computers was out of date.
We really don't know what it's.
Now, the computers that are in there are brand new.
Oh,
They haven't been used.
But we ain't used that trailer in at least 3 years, so they probably at least 3 years old then, aren't they?
what you got in it?
Does that, the other trailer that you said you swapped for, does it have a generator on it like this one does?
No, it don't. But he said he had a generator, he'd let go with it.
Cause I remember servicing that one when I was working with the county.
Get all
Get
the
generator.
details.
Alright,
Let's get all the details.
at the next meeting, we need to make sure that we have everything in writing. Go ahead and get Harold Holloway or somebody. Do you know the size of that truck? Take that.
I got it.
Get us a general idea of what it's gonna cost to put cabinets in your desk and everything. And make sure that Lauderdale County's got everything that we need to make this a mobilization trailer minus our equipment and our cabinets. Bring it back to us at the next meeting.
Okay.
I withdraw my motion.
Yeah, we're just gonna ask that until he comes back to the next meeting with our information.
No, I didn't take yours back.
Thank you, Ben.
Did you sign that?
I did not. Matter of fact, we never did vote on that. We need to do this. Huh? Yeah, I get a motion on what's it called, smack.
Smack. Yeah.
Smack,
So moved.
So,
all in favor?
that's the same one you had last year, same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
What is it, Robbie? Smack resolution?
Smack.
Oh, you gotta
Smack
sign, right
agreement.
there. You gotta sign right there by me.
Is it generator on that big one get plumbed in? It's sitting up under the front end.
It's integrated in the trailer. And it still runs, it just needs a battery.
Jason got a sign.
Jason, you gotta sign. You need to see us. We trying to get all of our employees back at work.
I just need to get, 2 grants approved. They're 100% grants, there's no matching grants to it. One of them is the Homeland Security grant, and the other one is the Center Point grant, Center Point Energy grant. It's, Center Point Energy is $2,500, and there's no matching this. You can get the whole $2,500, and Homeland Security is like the last minute's limit, that's whatever they decide to give you. And it's 100% off.
You've already got the paperwork
Yes.
turned in for both of the grants.
Yes.
All right, we need a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fire investigation.
Zach, ready?
How's it going?
All these were late getting turned in, made all of them, still getting a bunch of stuff out, made all of them.
This stuff we can't work on, can't fix. We did, excuse me, we did get a vehicle donated from Rankin County Sheriff's Office. It's a 17 Explorer. The motor mount and the water pump was bad. It's done made. I don't know if this is.
No, some of them was made, it was 9th month of last year.
Yeah, it's gonna be mechanical and tires. Is what it's gonna be. If we can fix it at the shop, we'll fix it. If we can't, we take it somewhere else.
The tire rotates, they got on there 4 new tires and rotated the same on that bill.
Yeah, they rotate the same tires they put on for what the bill showed. So you might want,
They did what now?
just trust me, you might want to go by.
They rotated the new tires?
What it said on
It
Saturday,
said install new tires and rotated same.
You got a copy of that?
it's in the document.
It can't be too careful.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
It's just,
Hey, I'm in the wrong business.
Y'all got anything you know?
Appreciate your help this morning.
It should be taken care of. I'm sorry, John. All right, thank y'all.
Thank you, buddy. All right, Marty, you need to see us last, right?
Yes.
All right, y'all need to see.
Just for a second.
Yes,
I'm not gonna bother you just for a second or two. I know y'all got a lot of business. I know y'all run the county. I've heard that in the last few minutes while we in here, and we appreciate what y'all all do. I've not been privileged to ever live on a paved road, and I don't never expect to live on a paved road. But I wish that y'all could appropriate a little more money for people out in the county, not for the people out in the county, to put a little more, y'all each being supervisors, you know where I'm coming from, our dirt roads. Charles, I know you got a lot of dirt roads in your beat. All of you got dirt roads. I think he's probably got as much as anybody else.
He got the most and I got the second.
Well, what I'm saying, I wish y'all could just try to, and I know y'all got a big job, y'all have, money has to come down to y'all and y'all have to appropriate and everything. But if there's any way possible, let's do a little bit for the people out in the county, if we can. I mean, I know you gotta have machinery, you gotta have employees, you don't nobody wanna work no more, I know that. You can't get nobody to work, but I would just like to see some way or another, you know, it feels like we're kind of pushed away a lot of time. And I know a county is a big county, and each of you got miles and miles of roads and everything.
And Charles, we do appreciate what you do.
And I'm not just throwing it to him. I've been on everybody's road. If we got a motor grader, let's use it. I know that the cost, it costs a lot. But if you run a tractor up and down the road 3 or 4 times, you can run a motor grader one time. It looks to me like. And I'm not trying to run anybody's business or anything. I just like to ask y'all if there's any way possible for a little bit more money to be pushed out in that area, if there's any way possible.
Our road has not been ditched in 2 years.
And
That
it's
ditch
been,
that's come through.
but,
it's been ditched.
well,
It's been, yeah, it's been ditched, that's, with the rotators,
Yeah,
ditch rotators, it's got gravel and,
yeah.
and I've come over.
You
it's
done,
up-
you
it's up
more
and
than,
down.
I'm not, I know all of you got problems. Every time we call Charles, he's done something for us. I mean, tried to do. It might not, if we need gravel, cause some of the roads gets bad sometimes. We can't control Mother Nature. But we have got one issue right up our road that needs to be took care of, and they try to fix it with the bionic blade, but the culvert's this deep under the ground, and that's causing all the problems. And Burger King knows where it's at, and
I know where it's at,
Okay.
it was across the pond down there, we put it in, it's
no,
just sinking in.
I'm talking about up our cross road at, Johnny Jeremy, Clay Barber.
Oh, I ain't on the road you live on.
Well, it's, no,
But we
yeah.
travel.
But I mean, we travel that road, and I've got neighbors, they all talk. Of course, everybody's busy, no one wants to stick their nose out. I reckon I'm the one, the old bad guy, but, I'm not sure y'all hear them anytime. But that's just all I've got to say. I just wish, you know, if there's any way any more money could be put out in the rural dirt roads or something, because a lot of people like us, they live on dirt roads. And y'all get a lot of votes from them dirt roads. Not only the people on the highway that elect you and everything. But that's all I gotta say. I just appreciate your time. I was really wanting to see Charles, but, I didn't know this was a meeting in front of everybody when they told us to come, but I do
Didn't say
appreciate.
anything you need to say?
Well, I mean, I'm just, no, what I've said is, you know, is that, and, you know, but, you know, when you ain't got the money, you can't do it, and I know that. But it looks like all the funding that the government, I mean, look how many $1 trillion the government's in debt right now. And it's good, I mean, it's unreal how much we're going in debt each day. But that's all I've got to say. I just appreciate your time and.
You're welcome, and welcome here at any meeting.
Well,
I don't know which road you live on, but I wanna say this for the 5 men that sit here. The last 2 years has been the worst in my life to try to work on any road. Every time you get something fixed, big rain comes.
Oh, yeah, and the weather this year, we've had some monsoons this spring, but, you know, I think there's a little more money put into that part of it, we'd see a little more difference. But I appreciate your time, thank all y'all doing a good job on running the county and everything, heads up on all that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody knows anything?
I don't know what to do. Unless Joe, it's not Chris Hargrove.
I don't.
Are you
think
Chris?
so?
Yeah.
Okay, come on up.
Yeah, I just wanna come in to try to get off of the solid waste list. Recycle most of my metal and I'm upcycling a lot of everything else I've got. Moved to Mississippi just recently from Tennessee and, out there they put all with, I guess with, either the bill tax or something else. You know, I do it by quarter and I thought it was like $50 a year, but I didn't realize it was $50 a quarter. And I moved out here to make money, not to spend money. Out there, it comes out straight out of tax, so real tax is one of those two.
Where do you live?
Out on Highway 492, it's 5852.
Flying to. That's you.
492 goes from Sebastopol to Union.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
192. You got a little 192.
Which end, is that toward Colorado or toward Lake?
It's somewhere in the middle, Aaron Lucerne,
Yeah.
Right.
turn left, and it's the first drive on the right, right there.
140, me, 402 you, 489 is you. So it'd be you.
Yeah. So basically, I'm not really gonna have any trash for anybody to pick up. I haven't had any pickup at all since I've been there.
I hadn't really understood what you said, yeah, what's he doing?
Oh, the solid waste.
He won't have it solid waste way because he's not gonna have any solid waste. That's gonna be something. It's a form. He's gonna have to go see May. I don't know how you gonna do that.
According to the law,
Yeah.
every household is responsible for household garbage.
maybe you have a dumpster that somebody else is picking, that a waste management company was picking up, and you can show us that you've got that being paid, that would probably be a reason to waive it, right, Kenny?
Yeah.
Beyond that.
Hmm.
There's a form that you would have to fill out that shows that if you do have garbage, you've got a legal way to dispose of it.
Alrighty, well, I'm not gonna dispose of it, I'm gonna recycle the, like, aluminum cans, tin cans, you know, corn, soda, plastic, we got soda, we got detergent. I'm gonna take and not melt it, but, you know, use like heat gun and turn it into different things like guitar picks, different stuff, you know, you can sell it, turn around and sell what you got instead of throwing it away. Where I'm from, we've got convenience centers, we got recycling and all that stuff. You can just go right straight to the bin and all that stuff, and you know, and but I don't. As far as metal goes, I always took it somewhere else, so I get paid for it, so you know, just giving it away. And when I moved out here, the area I bought the place, I got 70 acres, plenty of land to do whatever, you know, and you know, all my paper, cardboard, and all that stuff, I'm gonna turn into smokeless fire logs. Possibly sell some of them, maybe, or just use them all myself. So I like to have bonfires, fire pits, and stuff like that. Right now, I have an actual fire pit. I plan on building one. So you're telling me I have to get some kind of form, or are you telling me it's a legal precedence where I cannot take myself off it? I can tell you this much: the last person that lived there wasn't even on the list as far as I go, because they weren't on the 911 roster. It was one of the first things when I come in to do my tags and all that stuff. They said, "Well, you need to go do the 911 with, downstairs." And the lady had the previous owners, not the last owners, and they never even registered with you guys. Personally, if I had known it was going to be $200 a year, I wouldn't have registered with it. But I thought $50, that's not. But $200, I can make probably that much money off my trash, you know. I don't know what you guys do with your solid waste, if y'all recycle it or not, but honestly, if you're not, you could probably cut way back how much you charge, you know, the people that live in this county.
We are currently not recycling, but certainly that's something we probably need to be looking at in the future.
Yeah, I mean, you can be making money off of it, you know, the trash and stuff, especially the metal and all that.
I don't think we got any relief to give to you. We can't forgive you if you got a residence listed in the county, and that's my understanding.
The form that I'm talking about requires you to have a legal place to get rid of your solid waste. So like he was talking about, if there's a dumpster that you've got somewhere that will allow you to put your garbage in there. Otherwise, there's nothing the board can do for you.
And that's a state issue, we didn't do this.
A dumpster? Like, what do you mean, like, when you say
Like
dumpster?
if Waste Pro, if
Contract, you have to
Yeah.
contract with some company in order to bring it down south. If you're recycling, you wouldn't wanna do that. But that law, it ties garbage bill to addresses.
Alrighty, what about people who don't actually have a home on an address? They just have land. I mean, they're not gonna be putting out trash or anything like that. What about them?
Residents. I said that wrong, I meant resident.
I got you. Alright, so who will I go to as far as state level to talk about getting myself taken off the list without having to go through a third company? Because actually, I thought about starting a trash disposal place myself, but after moving here, realizing that the county does it themselves, I'm not sure. I mean, $50 for every quarter isn't that steep a price, but it would be hard for a person, individual, to start a business up due to that. Where my cousin had his own business doing that for over 20 years, picking up people's trash.
That's gonna send you through, the
Department of Environmental Quality.
The dude that was sitting there earlier?
No,
He's the
that's
landfill
our,
manager.
that's our,
Landfill.
Oh, that guy. Hey,
Mr. Stevens.
so I need to talk to him or?
No.
no, trust me, he don't even wanna fool the DEQ, but he has to.
Right, right.
You guys kind of set up your own disposal. The Department of Environmental Quality, which is located in Jackson, is who you need to contact in order to do that. And just because you've got 70 or 80 or 100 acres of land doesn't mean they're gonna let you dispose of garbage on your
No, I'm not doing it to dispose of garbage. I'm gonna upcycle it and recycle it.
We'd love to see you get that started. There's people interested in that, being, participating in that, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
I mean, take 2 5-gallon buckets, put holes in one of them, put it in the other one, fill it with water about this high or so, put all your paper, cardboard in as you go on. And then as it gets full, you take it outside, take the other bucket out, let it, and set the piece of wood that you cut on top of it with some weight, and just let it sit there and dry out. Next thing you know, you got a fire log. I'm gonna try to do one that's actually square or rectangle or something like that. So anyway, so who do I need to try to get in touch with if I decide to go further with it?
DEQ.
This Jackson Environmental in Jackson County.
Mississippi Department of
Jackson,
Environmental Quality.
they're in Jackson, Mississippi.
Is that city or?
Jackson is a city.
Okay, so I'm still.
Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, environmental management, right, environmental.
Department of Environmental Quality.
Environmental quality.
Just look up DEQ.
Huh?
Just look up DEQ.
I didn't bring my phone or anything, cause I didn't think I'd wanna,
And they would have.
I told the lady when I found out about it, I got the bill in the mail, I said, this is completely un-American to be forced to do this, to have to do this. This is un-American as hell. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, I don't know what y'all think about it. To be forced to have to pay a tax on something for a service that you don't really want. It's very un-American.
Did you buy John Young's place?
No, that's nearby though. No, it's next to Cully Hendricks. He owns the like 5 hen houses out there.
Yeah.
And the guy's last, I can't think of his name. It's escaping me right now.
What's your name? I don't know.
Chris Hargrove. Yeah, I moved here from Tennessee just back in January.
Okay.
What's that last name?
Hargrove, Hargrove.
It's on your agenda. Okay.
Yeah, I figured I'd just have to call and say, hey, look guys, I don't need it anymore. But when I read the first bill, I thought, man, this is really crazy. I was like, this feels like a threat. I mean, I'm gonna have my land taken away from me if I don't pay this. I'm not gonna be able to get my tags if I don't pay this. And I'm not even need the service. It's, thank you guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Good luck.
Make a motion, we go into executive session on what?
Steve.
They do Steve and
What?
Steve and Joe,
Need to talk to them?
I mean, they're.
Yeah. We can.
He's saying before we go into the
Alright, so you hit it.
Alright, so go to your little form again. We're down to the MBA certification form. We're required to submit this to MBA each year, shows the amount of federal funding that we've been getting. For some reason or another, they've lost it the last 2 years, which I think they got removed. So I put it on the minutes and I'll submit it to them.
thanks.
So we know it's done.
Alright.
I need you to approve travel for Delane to go to the Sex Offender Registration and Compliance Symposium in Biloxi, September 27th through 30.
Can't believe she's a sex offender. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
District 5 Election Commissioner Carol Youngblood has submitted her resignation effective May the 2nd for personal reasons. I need a motion to accept that resignation and to declare the position vacant.
So moved.
Right.
motion to appoint Debbie Walker as District 5 Election Commissioner to serve until a special election can be held in conjunction with November 2022 general election.
So moved.
Second.
Need a motion to move the Decatur 5 precinct from the Decatur Country Club to the Decatur National Guard Armory.
So moved.
Second.
Mississippi Public Entity is meeting Tuesday, May the 17th at 10:30. If none of you can go, they have mailed a proxy form to be mailed in. If you would like to submit that so that somebody can vote for you.
Where's the meeting?
Do what?
Where is the meeting?
Jackson.
Okay, all right.
You wanna go?
No.
Just need a motion to submit the proxy form.
Kenny, you wanna go?
I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Did you get that answer?
Yeah, you did.
All right, we got the contract for y'all to sign on Three Rivers PDD authorizing them to collect credit card payments for online solid waste fees. Credit card company that's affiliated with them charges 3.05% or a minimum of $2.50 convenient fee for citizens when they pay their solid waste bills online.
Steve, can I get clarification on this? Is this credit card company affiliated with Three Rivers or with the tax office?
It is Three Rivers because it's tied into their software. If we want them to use our credit card, then they would have to rewrite the software and charge us for it.
We'll change my name. That makes no difference.
So moved. Is that what you wanna do? Y'all don't wanna do it?
Oh, yeah, second.
We'll have to do it.
All in favor?
That sounds on there.
Delinquent Justice Court fines, March 21 through April 20th, $2,781.62 collected. American Municipal Services collected $3,495.39 for the same period. 346 new cases levied in the amount of $95,520.75. $4,376.50 collected on those new cases. 63 dismissals for the period. You asked about DHS roof. We asked for quotes. We got one quote to come back. Morgan Roofing said that they'd charge $127,800 to put on the new roof. And you remember we had a quote from another company to seal that roof for less than $30,000. So what do you want to do? You want to go out for bids?
I'll tell you what, on that DHS bill, I tell you, I don't know, I didn't climb up there, I didn't see that big, much stuff need to be done.
Okay.
Did y'all? I mean, it's got a place or two, but you talking about replacing the whole building?
No.
The roof.
Well, that's what we had talked about.
Yeah, and
just
it's
get
still-
the bid on
It'd
it
still be $30,000 just to reseal it.
and fix the spots.
Well, that's resealing, all they're gonna do is take a
Yeah, spray it.
sprayer or a roller and roll over it. And 3 years ago,
3 or 4 years ago, yeah.
had new screws put in it.
Hallway do that? Harold did.
Pictures, there are pictures here.
What is, have you talked to Ken since?
He thought that was high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not too
Well, roof
bad.
is, yeah, that is,
But this, you know, like, that's
Small
not,
area.
that's not going through and right, any 10 will have some of that.
Somebody put a new screw in the caulk and then fix it.
well, these screws are done. I might,
Look at that,
I might take some cool seal.
that's all.
Yeah, we got the seal, because if you just I wouldn't fit through my house, I would.
That y'all could.
Make sure, that's what they find out if we got leaks, is what
Yeah.
main thing.
Awful.
I knew we had it was leaking bad at one time, and new screws stopped most of that.
think continue on, let's
Go
leave
ahead,
that alone.
Steve.
Okay. Jody has recommended appointing Zach Reddit as the county investigator. Need a motion. Yeah.
So moved.
Second.
I'll go with
All in favor?
All right, MDOT's taking emergency road and bridge repair fund project applications. Application deadline's 5 o'clock on May the 8th. George, I gave you a motion that Dwayne said y'all needed to make. You wanna read it?
Motion second to approve applying for ERBR funds for the Griffiths Fountain Road Bridge, Rattling Bridge, STPBR 005129DO.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Donnie Collins presented his annual financial report to George. George got a copy of it. Steve May from Thomas Equipment Auction, Kosciuszko, says that he has an upcoming auction June 18th. The county's got any equipment to place in it. Courthouse van.
We ever used them?
Page 3.
We have used them?
Yeah.
Okay.
The van the janitors use is a 2005 Mazda. It's in the shop. Kenny, I couldn't remember, but they said it needed a new transmission, cost about $2,500. You all want to pay that?
Who's the transmission shop?
First I had, Mace look at it, and sit down there for 3 or 4 weeks. So I just told him, go ahead and do us a bill, submit it. Then I took it to this guy here. He looked at it, he told me $3,000-4,000. This they moved out of the news. They moved up here. Robert, I guess his niece, Robert Niece, I took it to him, and he's the one, last one I talked to, and he said, we probably run $2,500 to fix it.
Need to keep it right.
I don't know if the van's worth that much. My question would be, do you want to replace it or not?
Well, you won't have to place it, wouldn't have to place it with a van actually, would you? You could get a little RV or something, stick it in the back, one of those carrying supplies they have to have. I don't know how available stuff is. I guess cars and all, you can get about what you want to.
So is that what y'all want to do?
What do you think, Kenny? You've been having.
If we don't purchase a van, something for them, I mean,
Yes,
got
sir.
to pay a mileage.
Yes, sir. We do.
What's that?
What would I pay? What would we do?
You know, as far, I'm not voting that, but I mean, the furthest they go is the DHS, sometimes don't show on it.
They go work DHS and show barn?
I mean, sometimes.
Well, they gonna have to have some way to travel.
You got lots of room, you need, yeah.
Got to have some.
Is the engine pretty good?
That's 2008 model.
So it's 5.
I mean, 5. It had, I know it had a lot of engine leaks on it. And when it went to Mays, that's what they were looking for. And Jeremy told me, said, we can fix the leaks, but
It's got a lot.
it will be just like, I don't know. The keys, I mean, the ignition switch, the windows, it's a little bit everything.
But we might buy a car, so it's something. If you find something,
You want us to find something on state contract?
I would.
Well, how-
Now, y'all can.
You're saying,
If you get on state contract, you get it at a better price than just going somewhere trying to find something, get bids, quotes.
you're saying pay mileage, they got vehicles that they're willing to use?
I reckon, I don't know.
If they do, that may be our best route.
I mean,
Fresh
the next,
don't have a vehicle.
the next person, how'd you get to work?
Riding the van.
Driving the van.
Driving the van.
That's all she's ever done.
She's been riding the van.
Or maybe. I mean, whoever, whether it's them or whoever, they gonna need a way to get around, so I'm like, you y'all, hey, that's,
It's just viable, you know. Buy a little SUV, like a, I don't know, who's got the thing right now, Dodge?
Lease Land Versa or something like that.
Yeah, but the Dodge against state contract, right?
It's too great.
Go on, that's on there now. At least you look at it, bring something to next meeting, we go, yay, nay, get us a quote, different things, and we'd like to do something.
Contract.
So what are they doing now as far as going to VHS or the whatever?
around the whole vehicle.
Well, for God's sake, tell them to do mileage, see?
If she's complaining, I said, go ahead and do a mileage sheet.
Yeah. Let her go ahead and do a mileage sheet.
So we do something.
Yeah, do we get
That's
something?
right, we won't be fair, that's right.
Marty, you got extra vehicle out there?
No, I think you want.
You got that old truck, ain't got no bed on it. No, he didn't get rid of it. That old garbage truck.
Yeah, it's,
We can put a flat
Did you ever look at that truck from Ken Stringer?
I did.
Was it worth anything? I had a lot of miles on
Yeah,
it.
a lot of miles. I hate to, with that 4.6, it's
We
getting
had
out
a
there.
F-150 for about 5,000.
That contract, yeah.
yeah, just take on that, get you a new vehicle.
That's about the only thing to sort that out. I'm looking at a tractor. Joe, what, you got anything?
Yeah. I got homestead chargebacks as recommended by the Department of Revenue, accept all of them except Howard Ruffin and Ethan Rigdon. That's on recommendation of the tax assessor.
That's a fair amount, that time. What's the deal?
Well, it was in-house errors on those two, so, but everybody else was, most of it was delinquent income tax laws for the state of Mississippi.
There's motion, fellas.
So move.
All in favor?
I have two 16th section leases from the Newton School District. One on, looks like Kenneth Michael Gibbs on Cooksey Road and Brenda Jones on Bo Gibbs Road. Motion to approve those two 16th sections.
So moved.
I'm gonna have to get you to sign, Joe. It's capital J.
Alright, what else you got?
Let me see, I think that's all. Y'all covered a lot of water this morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's all mine.
So, who was supposed to do Charles Godwin being a member of the Mississippi Regional Housing Authority Board?
So moved.
That's already
No,
on?
no, not me, no.
What it says?
Mr. Don Bears.
Oh, you gonna do something?
Don Bears has contacted me, and Newton County is without a board commissioner now because Mr. George Smith passed, and he has talked to the folks at Mississippi Regional Housing Authority, or they talked to him. Anyway, we've got a certificate in the form needs to be signed by the, I guess, the Chancery Clerk here, maybe the board president, president board. And that's what I'm making a motion that we do is basically appoint Don Bears from Newton to be on this commission on this board.
Do you know, Charles, that evidently is a permanent, like Supreme Court appointment? Because I don't ever remember since I've been here, George Smith, had ever even coming up.
He's been on it the whole time.
Yeah.
You never had a lecture or nothing? So that's your motion?
Yes.
So,
All in favor?
There's two copies here.
And that, hand that around to George, he gotta sign the front sheet.
Okay.
we got to sign up there?
So, no.
Not that place.
Our name's gotta go in there, I don't know if we gotta sign that, I'll tell you, I don't think we have to sign with our names, do we? Put it on the board and mention that the county filed, like, the first certified.
Yeah.
Or the next guy. Or do you think we need to sign in those places, Joe?
Say been 8 years.
No, we're just gonna put his name in there.
No, it's 6.
No, okay, yeah, y'all got all signed that.
So we are supposed to sign that?
I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3.
Stuff I didn't know.
I ain't got to sign, I don't sign.
About retirement.
Don't send my pen, they'll keep it.
Don't send your pen. I'm gonna make it all look the same.
I think I did it.
Where I sign?
Yeah.
1, 5.
Are you upon this board, member, you know you cannot.
Charles, I probably need to make
Have
me a copy and give you the original back, take back to the original housing.
unless your grandfather,
So I'm gonna depend on you remembering to get that to me.
unless your grandfather.
Problem is,
I'm working on a recycling project right now.
You gotta put it your way.
And Mr. Jason, for recycling.
Tell him to sign.
Big personnel.
Oh, he's doing good.
unsigned, Hush.
How'd you spell it last name?
ALEXAND. It's like I've been spelling
Yeah, as I mentioned.
5 years.
I mentioned.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sign again. Where'd Joe sign on here? Here? Okay. Go ahead and sign this.
Jackie, see, you wanna fuss at somebody.
I'm old, I can do that. We gotta sign again.
We got a new
They
one.
made us the same thing, so I just get Charles one of these
I'll
copies.
sign if I can. I mentioned Charles about chipper that Stephen County has, but I think it was given to us maybe about FEMA years ago, y'all don't know.
A grand or something.
It's on my list, inventory. And it works fine, we serviced it last year, but I recommend we sell it, if we can sell it.
It's
a Bandit.
Oh,
Bandit is the
Leon
bomb
P.
chipper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Leon P.
Cheap behind.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one got to a grant, don't Katrina, well, Katrina.
We make the regular time going on, we'll sell it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
That would be my recommendation, whatever y'all think.
So, you put that in motion?
If y'all are in agreement,
How you gonna sell it?
whatever y'all wanna do. I would probably think at auction time would be the way the thing to go.
Be good on your truck.
Truck brought $11,200, 1986 Automobile Mac.
We got one on it.
I make most of them put it on auction time.
And I second.
Well, we gotta declare surplus first.
I make a motion, we declare the Bandit chipper model 200 currently housed at Big Ford as surplus property.
All in favor?
Now I make a motion that we.
Let's
put
just
on
do it all in
auction.
one.
Okay, very good.
You got it. Did we vote?
Mm-hmm. You got anything else, Charles?
Steve, you know, I get dirt out of a dirt pit about once or twice a year. Do I need to put that on the minutes every time I do that?
No, you just need to declare it county dirt pit. That's what I do.
Gotta do the paperwork. Do it in a requisition or whatever, you can do that.
Okay, I've done a requisition and all that,
Should be good.
so I don't need to declare.
I think so.
Okay.
Or dirt, if he's going, if he's buying dirt from an individual, he doesn't have to declare it as dirt.
Don't have to declare it, just put it on the map.
This name's dirt pit, that's what I done.
So you saying it does?
Charles
need to be-
Dodd and Dirt Pit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on the property of Alonzo Williams, but he has been making the payments to his daughter, Lillian Martin. And it's on Newton Cohen Hill Road, so. What else would I need to do?
No.
But I need to do that.
You're gonna have to have a social security number ID, you got that? You good, man, just pretty good there.
That's fair, yeah. Just give him,
Just hand it.
Stand
this pit was used when they built I-20. And there's not a whole lot left. They've split the land up and we're dealing with one land.
I may just done that one time, maybe that, loops I get.
You do that? What?
Yeah,
to
for
me?
now,
No.
for now.
You got anything?
All I wanna know, and I think I know the answer, anybody else interested in the asphalt sewer from Scott County?
Yes. I was gonna mention that to somebody else, the
Laying.
paving machine.
Okay.
Oh, we've done some more checking, the one I got, that I done told all y'all you could borrow. The reason we're having so much trouble with it is too light, it's not heavy enough, it's not a big enough machine to push a loaded truck. So your driver's gotta be a pretty good driver, you don't, you pull out the hopper, of course, you know what that is. So, what did he ever, or what did they ever make for a price?
83, I think it was.
83?
I think it's what.
It's what model?
A Leroy.
Yeah, it was something manufactured.
Is it track or wheel?
Never seen it.
I prefer track.
Nevertheless, we probably need to go look at it before we pull the trigger on it.
If it's the one that I saw him lay it down with, I don't know, let's get here. It's weak, I don't know. Nice looking machine.
Joe McGee, I know he spent a lot of money on it, he got there getting it ready to go.
They did. So, yeah, I thought,
And I don't know what puppet off for, because it's gonna buy it.
they weren't done working for them. That's what I was told. But my fifth is ready. I'm just gonna try around and sell it small one, cause like I said, it's, if you, all you was using for, was a 7 or 8 yard truck, or even possibly 5 trucks, it would push them. But the big trucks, it just sits
Fill
there.
up those.
I would hope so.
You can make it fit.
I would hope so.
What now?
Yes, if our trucks would work.
I wonder if a trailer truck would work on it. That's what I want.
But I think
On
there's
that big boy,
On any of
I
if
think
it's, if it's as big as he says it is, it's gonna be like the one that Hollywood them used out here last time.
they pretty much have the same trucks that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
trailer truck now, the way, if we're gonna have to be hauling, most of it's gonna be using trailer truck.
My little one, I can use truck on it, I mean, it's plenty, you got plenty of height. It's just, you ain't
Those
got
boxes
the
down
weight
high.
to push right now.
With the trucks, that would be,
It's, that, I mean, you just put it in gear and creep.
you know, I ain't never seen Hollenberg use a trailer, don't ring under them now, they always use Bob truck.
When I drove for Charles, I dumped 1 million loads in one. But it was a bigger machine, like we were talking about buying from over here,
Where are we
it's
gonna
got
look
the
at?
weight.
Oh, we'll look at
Let's
it.
go look at it.
Before we.
Alright.
Yeah, before they sell it, I mean, what do you say they want for
I
it?
think 83.
I mean, we
The
could,
new one's about 500. Decent about it.
we could mat a road and put tubes and asphalt, and it'd be better than the seed.
My fifth, I'm ready.
What I'm
I'll
saying,
ride
you go in
the
and
check on
level that road, Matt, so it make a whole lot better road.
Yeah.
But, and
Just
asphalt.
gotta have
gonna be
post
a chopper
operated
deal.
is the problem.
That's gonna be the key.
Have post
You gotta
operated.
have folks bring asphalt to it too.
The operating, the newer one, now the one I got, you gotta have about 5 or 6 people hanging around. but the newer ones, the three people, two on the street on the back and one driving it, you ready to go. Just,
Well, I get all mine.
Get you
well,
all
no,
good.
I mean, if we're gonna do
That's
a
my
project,
whole
we do
crew,
it together,
too.
just like you do in the city.
Let them see it.
It'll be
I
done.
is it all?
That's gonna be another thing.
No, they ain't got one.
You can't just hop around though, is the bad part about it, right?
I don't know how fast that thing is running, I don't know,
But it's on track.
but
so
just,
it's like it
well,
goes
if it's
fast.
on track, we don't know that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd prefer it be on track, but if it's a big one, and they say it is, it'll push the truck even with wheels.
Joe, if I could, why don't you call Joe and ask him, cause he told me it was at the barn over, just outside the city limits of Forest, or maybe inside the city limits of Forest.
It's inside.
On Highway 80, southern town, let's go.
Forest or more?
Forest. Thought it was Forest.
They one on third.
Okay, okay, I know, right there.
They were old lady.
It's on Highway 80.
Right, yeah.
Right across from the tire shop, man. That's when you're going out the other side of the forest. Ain't that where it's at?
It's on the west side, go over the bridge on the
Yeah.
right. What I understood,
Yeah, that's
man,
where it's at, sit over on the right side.
Alright, well, we'll get together, go look at it.
let him know we're interested, cause he told me another county's interested too.
Alright.
They had one, so.
Mind me, I'll call him later. Alright, you got anything else? Charlie, you got anything?
I done all my work, didn't I? Steve? Ain't nothing else. On the bridges,
Yeah, as far as I know, you got all that covered.
bridges and election commissions, I
Yeah,
think that's all I
got
got.
all that, the precincts changed.
Okay, yeah, precinct, that was another thing.
They have it, they got in, we'll find out any more about this bill.
You guys want some tear it down?
We're still waiting on the gas company to take the line up, so they'll come do anything. But he talked to Lenny Carey, he said he didn't think it's gonna be very expensive, no more than what was found. So, other than that, not really heard anything. Excuse me.
Who's the gas?
Senator,
Just said our Senate one.
Senate one. You can start digging over, I promise you, this will work.
Well,
I know what I'm
I
thinking.
told him that we probably were.
Get it for Atlantic. You got anything else?
I guess all right now.
What do we have to do to get somebody set up as a vendor?
Just get on.
Charles, I
We
got
need
two
to-
copies, I'll give you one, it's extensive, that stuff.
Vendors.
Yeah, tax ID number.
And get it to Atlantic. Okay, I'm fixing to set us up. I'm fixing to set all of us up with vendors.
We can't use your business now.
No. Oh, Joey, I can't think of his last name now, got Joey's tractor over at Collinsville, he works on tractors. And he's got the rest of these, right here beating on labor so bad, it's seriously not even funny. Like a cow mare tractor, a 70-horse cow mare tractor, he told me this morning that he would pull the tractor apart, put the clutch, pressure plate and all back in it, put the tractor back together for $1,000.
Do what?
Yeah.
That's late, I mean, that's just late.
Yeah.
Plus parts.
You call them ready. They start at like 4,000, you know, but anyhow, I'm gonna get him, and when I get him as a vendor, y'all need anything on the tractors. He's over in Collinsville. I've been knowing him for years. He worked for Dave's Tractor for a while. You got anything?
Yeah, Charlie, how soon can you get an agenda out? I mean, I don't like coming to board meetings and,
It's been on my wall down there for a week.
yeah, see, and there's stuff on the agenda that a lot of times we don't know about it, and just cause confusion sometime when everybody don't know what's on the agenda.
Could we get maybe a couple stuck up there?
We can do that, but sometimes people call day before yesterday, won't know.
I was gonna say Friday, you got a call.
Oh, yeah.
Shouldn't it be a deadline? Shouldn't it be a deadline?
Yeah.
Last working day before business week, where it's always
Texas
been.
out on the agenda.
We talked about that one time, Jason.
I think we adopted a policy.
We did, but we never have.
But
Snap a
Honestly,
picture
it's
of
the
it, shoot
last-
it to us on our cell phones.
I know most of them is 72
What it would
hours,
put you
48
is
hours.
that if
Most of
one
them.
of your constituents came in here,
You gotta be on there
couldn't
7
help.
days prior.
Well, I'm saying, like Friday, take
Yeah.
a picture of it, just
Yeah, we can do that.
About that.
And as far as if somebody came in that needed to see one of the five of us on something that was important, we could make up our mind then, yea or nay. I mean, that'd be
Mine and Steve gives me his, so,
well, most of
As
Steve's is,
far as visitors, always put.
yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say Steve's is basically paperwork and stuff like that.
Just a question, cause I mean, I don't like to come here and something brought up and I hadn't heard about it. You had, just make us,
I agree.
as a board, we need to.
I agree. All right.
Still waiting down.
Oh, I did. One more time, the election commissioners have asked me again about insurance. I promised I'd bring this up.
Again.
So the question is, can we just allow election commissioners to be eligible for health insurance?
I called our insurance agent, off the top of her head, she said no, but she was gonna do some more checking, but I hadn't heard back from them before the meeting.
Well, we have more time.
But
You
they are,
ain't really part-time.
they are limited to the number of hours they can work each
That's right.
month by law.
That's right.
Nobody else who is elected is limited, so that's it.
Yeah, I talked to Steve earlier about, like, the constable and justice court judges, they are eligible, but they're not limited on their hours, so
That
that's.
was set for the legislature.
That's
Well, the constable, like the constable, he's serving papers, he's got 100 sets of papers, he may work more time in 2 weeks than he's worked in 2 months prior. So,
Let me, you want me to call and see if they've found out anything?
no,
Yeah, no.
I think some kind of.
No.
Y'all also know the reason we had more on this, we already have a Thursday night.
I don't think it's that much extra. I don't think we'll just skip the third Thursday meeting.
No.
Go once a month.
I meet once a
No. Hey.
You get the same thing, you get the same product, same month. I can't remember what we went to.
And I guess the other part of that would be if the county wouldn't provide it, would we allow them to access our health insurance if they pay the premium?
Now, that's what I brought up at the time when, my was crazy.
Thank you.
And that's what you wanted. And also being a work plan, it'll be cheaper.
You have to average 30 hours per week to be eligible, whether elected or not.
well, I thought,
So that they are in part-time status, see?
And part-time is 19 and a half or less, is that right?
19.5 or less.
Is that right?
19.99.
Which is 1999?
Well, anything under 20.
Under 20.
Yeah,
That's why I say 99.
that's those you can get, part-time.
So,
So they're not eligible.
so for our health insurance care, they would not be eligible.
Right.
Because they're
I
not
didn't
gonna
think
work
so.
30 hours.
Now, you could, the only way they would be eligible is for you to say everybody's gonna get it, which is what, like Lauderdale County has done.
Yeah.
But I know some counties are doing it.
All part-time.
But what they're doing is they're gonna take a hammer on their insurance. You know what's gonna happen.
Okay. Okay.
Make a motion to recess and we lunch.
I got a few more, I won't be back.
So, yeah, well,
Okay.
we'll come out after lunch to do that.
Well, Marty, how long is it gonna take you to tell them?
Not long at all.
Okay. Can you give him 5 minutes?
It'll be hard.
Alright.
4.5.
All
I got is
Let's
that.
go on that.
I was gonna ask him, is this something they do?
Yeah.
Huh?
It is, okay. We need a schedule. Motion for schedule.
Make a motion on see if there's executive session is necessary. This is on personnel, I have a Because now we, executive session.
We have a motion for executive session on personnel, we get a second.
Second.
All in favor?
You are so welcome.